What the is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Beers and. Today, we're going to be talking about beers and rum.
Come, they told me, and drink up this rum. Thought about it.
Ba rum 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 rum. Yeah,
Rum.
there's something there, I think.
I think so. I feel good about it.
This is great. Isn't it great to be back in person?
So good.
Yeah.
So good. We are not meant to be remote.
No.
We miss a lot of the nuances.
The magic's not here, right, everyone? I'm just going to assume you said yes.
Yep, they did.
Yeah, they sure did. What is going on? And welcome back. We have a cocktail episode because we're at number 60.
60.
Holy cow.
Holy hell.
That's a lot of episodes, buddy.
Right?
I wonder if they're sick of us yet.
And Hector's only been broken twice.
Hector, yeah, I don't know if that's like good pace or bad pace.
Do you mind if I finger your hole?
I don't.
Gonna be a steamy episode.
Certainly is. So we're drinking rum today. We have a lovely Cojito,
A Cojito.
which is just a coconut mojito,
I like it.
a la my wife. Thank you very much. And we also have a beer. This is a Nick pick. Ba-bam.
This is called the Colossal Lime.
Into it.
From Cypress Brewing, right up in Edison is where they.
Oh, cool.
They brew.
Oh, they're
it is
very local.
A local brew as well.
We
It
love
is a
that.
kettle-soured Berliner Weiss, brewed with limes. Can't go wrong with that.
I mean, lime sour beer, coconut mojito, which has lime juice in it.
It's a lovely thing.
We're doing pretty good with this whole match up the beer with the alcohol thing.
Finally.
I will say, you know what though? My favorite one so far is probably that Hoof-Hearted.
Oh,
With
yes.
the Pinot Noir
With the
salt.
Pinot Noir. I think that this is going to be a good one, though.
Definitely.
I've got a good feeling.
Definitely. Come check us out on YouTube, everyone. Beers and Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the same. And then come on over to Beers and One at Twitter. Twitter on Beers and One. And then the email, beersandpodcast@gmail.com. Please come talk to us. Come find us. Come yell at us.
Yeah,
We
we're
don't
doing all the
talk-
things.
we don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. Maybe you tell us, a Cojito, more like a dumb ojito.
Dummy Ojito.
Dummy ojito.
Please don't call
do
us
that.
names.
Please don't do that.
Don't call us
we
names.
don't call you names.
Oh, we definitely do.
you jerks.
But you guys aren't the ones on the podcast. So
That's right.
It's fine. I don't know if I've asked you this as a question of the day, but I'm going to ask you anyway. If you had to pick another profession, another career path, what might it be?
Any dream path?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, any sort of dream path. I to be perfectly honest with you, I think I'm on it.
Okay.
Although
I like to hear that.
As I've gotten older, I think I would have liked to also, and it's not, we're still young. I would have loved to do something with history. I would have loved to become an archivist. I would have loved to have become a oh, look at that.
Hello.
Something having to do with like
No.
Oh no. Oh wow, that is super wow. Okay. Interesting.
Got lots of foam.
Wow.
Let me tell you, it tastes like Sprite.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
You could just bring that glass over
Yeah,
here. That'd
I'm
be
just
fine.
gonna bring that to you.
Yep.
I'm
Well,
gonna go get a little towel for you.
That's
if
fine.
anything. You sure?
Wow,
Not gonna
this
make
is
a-
almost
that
like
wow.
Yeah.
That is well. Don't forget, considering it is that Berliner Weiss, Berliner Weiss,
yeah,
that
quite
Berliner-
vile.
that Weiss. Oh God, we're doing a great job.
What happened?
It's that farm style ale, so it's always a little bit more carbonated to begin with.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't-
It's fine.
So I'm
So-
going to say,
so-
something having to do with museums, history, archivist.
Okay.
I love that stuff.
You do. You're a big history guy, and you have the memory for it, which I do not. Because
I can't remember to thank God we've got notifications for when to pay bills. But otherwise, yeah.
you know what they say about history. If you don't know it, you're doomed to repeat it.
Absolutely.
Right,
Oh,
so-
I'm a huge. It's so funny because I just, I make
Tea.
cards. Greeting cards and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, my
And-
wedding card was fantastic. By the way, that is the only one that's getting saved and put somewhere.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I was going through, and again, we just had my cousin's engagement party, and I was finishing up theirs yesterday. And what's interesting is, I go through and I always look at the advertisements first and find photos there, and then I kind of will go back and look for words in the whole 9 yards. I basically do it like a serial killer. If a serial killer was to make a greeting card, that's how these things look.
It's like a ransom note kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's
yeah.
fine.
But I catch myself every once in a while actually reading some of the articles that were written. Now, I've got magazines that are from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. And I had just come across one from, it is the May 10th, 1968 issue of Life magazine. And they have and we don't have to get crazy, but they have an entire piece, or a real quick piece, blurb, on like gun laws and gun legislation. Mm-hmm. It is mind fucking blowing that we have been doing the same thing for 40 years.
When was the last time that the Constitution was amended?
Dude, it literally mentions that there is a bill that was being sent to the Senate addressing background checks and raising the age to 21.
71? No.
68.
68.
And they specifically cited that in the wake of Martin Luther King's assassination.
Oh.
As part of it, and it was May, so again, for history people, MLK was killed in April of 68, but it wasn't until August of 68 that Bobby Kennedy was then shot and killed. So like this was that in-between, time when they still didn't do anything, and Bobby Kennedy was then shot.
That whole MLK thing, that was a conspiracy.
Oh,
actually, go check out the case. I'm pretty sure it was the state versus
because the CIA was like, or the FBI was actively like bugging
I think
and
it was
tracing him.
I think it was the CIA
because
you didn't learn that one in school.
Nope.
Did you?
Because equality scares us.
Well, now that we have a not exploding beer.
Yeah. What would you you do in your alternate?
There are a couple things that really stick out for me that I feel like would be fortuitous for me to pursue. One of them would be like a music engineer, like a sound engineer.
Oh,
because I have an ear for it and pretty on time. Or I like to do stuff with my hands, but I'm not very handy. Yeah. So I feel like if I went and learned how to be a mechanic, I would really love it.
Okay.
But I don't. Don't let me work on your car now.
Oh, well, now you need a computer.
Yeah.
I took apart my toilet a couple of weeks ago to fix my toilet.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, no, this was a different one.
You did it again.
I did it again.
And? Better the second time?
Well, the first one was because I had a clog in the drain of the bathtub.
Right.
This one was that I had a drip in the toilet.
Oh.
It went very well.
Oh, you practice.
I'm getting much better. Right. Thanks, YouTube.
Hey, honestly.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Nick says to me, he goes, if we call the landlord, they might raise the rent, and we don't want to risk that.
You don't want that.
So
no.
I said, all
YouTube or go to Skillshare.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know about that one.
Skillshare is a good one. Skillshare is YouTube, but you have to pay for it.
Oh, okay.
But there are like experts everywhere putting videos, and you can learn anything.
I love that.
Yes. You didn't know about Skillshare?
No.
Oh, I feel like
See, the internet doesn't just have to be for cat memes and pornography, because that's predominantly what the internet is. Yeah. Cat memes, conspiracy theories, pornography,
and right now the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case for a while.
Oh God, I don't know anything about it.
Man, the only stuff I know is the stuff that I saw flipping through reels.
All I know is that it is was a longer trial. I believe it was in Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken.
That I don't know.
I want to say that it was in. Or someone had made the juxtaposition. They're like that this trial had lasted longer than any death row case in the state of Louisiana, and that's fucking horrifying. Wow. That this lasted longer than whether or not someone would be like put to death.
Every thing that I saw was pretty much Amber Heard getting shit on, no pun intended, because she's either getting caught lying in her deposition, or then going back on things on the stand that she said, or audio recordings of her. And specifically saying something, and then Depp's lawyer, Camille, whatever her name is, who everyone loves now, is is this what we just heard? And Amber's like, no.
I don't know why people feel like, of all places, why would you lie in court? I mean that legitimately. Why would you...
to get out of something that you did.
But at the very... Yeah, but you know what then? Watch this one. I plead the fifth. That's one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I don't think you can say that when you have a lawyer present, though, can you?
No, I believe you still can. Because anything that's self-incriminating. Yeah, you can protect yourself from self-incrimination. I mean, it's still pretty incriminating, but So this is a 4%, again,
Haven't even had it yet.
kettle-soured Berliner Weiss.
Yum. That's what I want my kettle sours to taste like.
That is very light.
Very refreshing.
Yeah.
Nice big lime punch.
But not to the point of like puckery.
No.
Like it's not a sour
And it's not fake lime either.
No,
Like this is genuine lime flavor.
I think that's what I really like about it.
Yeah, it doesn't have that like artificial kind of.
Yeah, no extra sugar added.
Because like sometimes that like artificial lime is very unpleasant.
Yeah, when you have like a key lime pie and you've got to use like a lime extract or something along those lines, that's not when it's good. But this is like straight up someone just squeezed a lime directly into this.
We didn't have side note, we didn't have lime juice once, so we were making guacamole.
Yeah.
And used like the key lime juice.
Ooh.
Terrible.
Oh yeah.
Awful.
Yeah,
no.
That's unfortunate.
Do not do that.
No, that's a sad one.
But yeah, it's got a really nice real lime flavor, and it's kind of like I would have expected it to be much more effervescent with the way it exploded when we opened it, but it's really not. It's not that bubbly.
You know what I'm actually kind of surprised at too, and I understand that these farmhouse styles are a little bit lower in ABV as well. I had read it, and then I saw on the can to like double check. I didn't realize again, very low, 4%.
Yeah.
It's a very, very low one.
That's like a, I think that's like a standard kettle sour thing.
Is that what it is
Lower,
when it's
like
kettle sour?
3.8, 4, 4.4.
Okay.
Much lower than like, I mean, even the 450 North ones are only like 5.5.
I feel like this was a smart choice, and I didn't know it obviously like when we had decided on it. I feel like it's a smart choice when having a cocktail with it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But we make poor decisions.
Yes, we do.
See what I did there?
Keep up.
Do you have your coffee today? Because I did.
I did.
Actually, I didn't. I
made
made myself a cup last night. I like to like have it cold in the morning when I wake up.
Yeah.
And it's still there on the counter.
Oh, no. I've had more than enough espresso for the both of us.
Good for you.
Thanks.
I did work today, though.
Oh, there you go.
I did work this morning.
I slept till 9, which is a
That's when
late
I got
one.
out of work.
Oh, hazoo huzzah. Yeah, when you had texted me, I was like, oh, God, I hope when you said you're like, I'm going to run home and shower real quick, I was like, oh, thank God. God,
Honestly, when I called you, I thought I was going to wake you up.
No. I'm not that bad. No.
Not. I used to be. I used to be sleep till noon.
No, I can't do it anymore.
Stoner early.
Yeah. Can't
Sleep till noon. Hang out for an hour. Not anymore.
I mean, I don't get out of bed until I do Wordle, but
Everyone with the Wordle. I haven't done it yet.
You would love it.
I feel like I'm the one person that should do it.
Yeah.
And yeah,
The key is not to show off about it. Except with your significant other.
Right.
Nick and I will yell at each other from either room. I know.
How many tries today?
How many did you get? Yeah, I walked out this morning because he was laying on the couch this morning when I got out of bed, and he just goes, "Do you do Wordle yet?" I go, "Yeah." Did you? He goes, "No, I didn't. I didn't start it." I go,
No spoilers.
"Well, I got it in 2." So,
so like, what is it? You get 5 words or 6 words. Is it all the same word?
oh, you're trying to just guess one word.
That's it.
Correct.
Okay.
And they're all 5-letter words.
But they don't give you a letter.
No, you have to guess.
You have
from
to
the
guess
very
a
beginning.
word from the get-go, and if you get one of the letters, then it stays in the...
Well, no, it's not that it stays there. It's just that it's green.
Okay.
If it's yellow, it means it's the right letter in the
But
wrong
not-
place.
no, yeah,
and then
not
if
the
it's
right
gray, it does away with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a beautiful thing.
Much faster than a game of Scrabble,
Yes.
which I prefer.
I like a good Scrabble.
Me too, but sometimes like the cumbersomeness of sitting there and playing an entire Scrabble round.
Yeah, it can be rough depending upon who you're playing with and how many J's and K's you're getting in there. Fuck J's. I would
I
take
feel
a
like
Z over
this
J.
beer, if there was a little cucumber in here, and maybe a little sea salt.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, it's really good the way it is.
It
I'm
is,
just like,
again, super refreshing. It's funny because almost wouldn't think of it as a beer. To me, it's almost more on the cider side of things.
yep, they're closer to like a shandy
Yeah,
kind of. Yep, definitely. Yeah, like lime cider.
Yes, I'm liking it though quite a bit.
It's like lime club soda
Yes, with a kick.
and hard seltzer.
Yes,
Yep.
I like it.
Me too.
I'm liking it quite a bit.
Big fan. I'm gonna give it. I mean, I really like it, but do I like it? How much do I like it? Like, do I like it enough to give it a 4? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I feel like 3.85.
Oh, okay. See, I'm a little bit higher.
Okay.
I was going to say, I think this is really refreshing.
It is really refreshing.
You see, I like when I can identify what I like refer to as like public beers.
Okay.
I like the idea of this as a public beer. I can have a full 4-pack.
You could have a 10-pack and still be okay.
And be okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a 4.2.
All right.
I really enjoy this. I would go back for more. I think a lot of other people would enjoy it too.
I would love to have this on tap. Like to be able to go to a bar and have this on tap and just have like 4 or 5 and be okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and be okay.
Yeah.
Have some food, drink some water.
You'll be all right.
Yeah. No, it's good, really good.
I'm here for it.
I like the lime. You don't get a lot of just lime beers.
And again, I think the important part is that it is natural, fresh lime juice. It doesn't have that like tacky, syrupy, artificial taste. That it's not a key lime pie. Like I said, it's not a key lime pie. It is lime juice.
Very refreshing.
Jugo des lime. I think that's like juice in Espanol.
In French, it is jet.
Jet?
Yeah, juice.
Oh, I think in Italian it's spremuta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh no, or is that? Oh, I don't know.
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong guy. Would you like to talk about some rum?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Because that's what I want to talk about.
Go for
that
it.
Song.
Oh. Yeah, please.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you may know it by its original name, which was Dead Man's Chest, also known as 15 Men on a Dead Man's Chest.
Oh, yes.
It's originally from the very, very famous novel, Robert Louis Stevenson's 1883 hit.
Treasure Island.
In fact, it is Treasure Island.
Yes!
In the novel, only the
so
chorus.
afraid.
No, you got it. I saw the fear in your eyes, but I knew you were going to get it. Only the chorus is written in the novel, leaving the rest of the song to the reader's imagination.
Oh, that's cool.
So the song goes, 15 men on a dead man's chest, yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. Drink and the devil had done for the rest, yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. Those are the only lines of the song in the book.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So Robert Louis Stevenson, found Dead Man's Chest among a list of Virgin Island names in a book by Charles Kingsley. This was possibly a reference to an actual island, Dead Chest Island, off of Peter Island in the British Virgin Islands. So Stevenson said, Treasure Island came from Kingsley's book. So it was Kingsley's book was At Last, A Christmas in the West Indies.
Oh my God.
I know, what a great name for a book, right?
It is a good name, but at the same time, like, what not a good name
I know.
also.
Also, yeah, I feel like it's a foreboding name. But he said that that's where he got the idea for the chorus of Dead Man's Chest, and that is where the entire book came from, inspired from that 3-word name.
Huh.
That's where he got the entire
idea for Treasure Island.
From Dead Man's Chest. That's where he got it from.
Awesome.
And I think that is exactly, it's so cool. So that was the seed. He kind of like incepted himself.
Yeah.
Like he didn't mean to, but he totally did. So 12 years later, he published Treasure Island after At Last, A Christmas in the West Indies came out. 8 years after Treasure Island was published. So in 1891.
Okay.
Somebody finished the song, but they turned it into a poem.
Oh.
So a poet or a writer, young Edwin Allison, published a poem called Derelict, finishing Stevenson's Dead Man's Chest. And dude, it does not disappoint. Like it's actually pretty good. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it is kind of long.
Yeah.
It's probably about 7 or 8 stanzas. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's really long. So I'll read the first couple.
Yeah, please.
15 men on the dead man's chest, drink and the devil had done for the rest. I believe that yo ho ho and a bottle of rum goes after those 2 lines because there are hyphens, but it's not in here.
Oh, okay.
The mate was fixed by the boatswain's pike, the boatswain brained with a marlin spike. And Cookie's throat was marked belike. It had been gripped by fingers 10, and there they lay, all good dead men, like break o' day in a boozing ken, yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Ooh.
15 men of the whole ship's list, dead and be damned, and the rest gone whist. The skipper lay with his knob in gore, where the scullion's axe his cheek had shore. And the scullion he was stabbed times 4. And there they lay, and the soggy skies dripped all day long in upstaring eyes, in murk sunset and at foul sunrise, yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. And it goes on for 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4 stanzas.
Holy shit.
So actually a pretty lengthy poem, and I think is so cool based off of pretty much just words.
Yeah.
Like Robert Louis Stevenson somehow came up with an entire book when he saw Dead Man's Chest, which is just like a reference to a fake British Virgin Island.
But what a perfect name. I mean, and maybe it's because we associate it with it now, but like what a perfect name for like a pirate story.
Dead Man's Chest. Yeah.
Dead Man's Chest.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm a little concerned about this this last guy though, writing about someone's knob.
I know. When I first, I'll read the line again, because when I first read the line, I was like, "What the hell?"
It's something a gorged knob.
It's the skipper lay with his knob in gore, where the scullion's axe his cheek had shore, and the scullion he was stabbed times 4. So the skipper got in a fight with the scullion, and the scullion axed him in the cheek.
Yeah, and then someone went and stabbed
the scullion
another 4 times.
Yeah, and the soggy skies dripped all day long.
So much violence.
Yeah, very violent. Yeah, but I mean,
well done.
First off, in 1891, I mean, like this is something.
Oh yeah,
I love this. We haven't tried the drink yet.
Oh, I
see
so
you
sorry.
holding it.
I did.
Did you?
Oh, it's actually yes, because it's very refreshing. It is a very good drink.
Oh, that is wonderful.
It
Okay,
is
so we
very,
have a
nice.
Cojito.
I didn't realize I was.
No, it's okay. So I made a double batch. So 4 shots of rum, 2 shots of cream of coconut, half a lime juice, maybe like 3 tablespoons of simple syrup.
Yeah.
And then just some ice and some some mint sprigs.
Shake it all up.
That's it. Pour it into a glass with some club soda.
Club soda. Now, what's nice is that, and I would be interested for our own process. We went with coconut rum this time. You can use white rum as well. And you had called and said, like, if I had a preference. I was like, no. I was like, I guess white rum.
Yeah.
But we went with coconut rum.
Yeah, that was all I had.
Oh, even better.
That was all I had to chop right.
Delicious, though.
Really good. Really refreshing.
Really nice.
I actually could do with a little more lime juice, I think.
A little bit. I would agree
and a
with
little
that.
bit, some more fizz from club soda, and I think this would be a perfect drink.
I'm glad that I'm able to drink coconut rum at this point in my life.
My question today was almost, does coconut rum still give you the...
Oh, no, not anymore.
No, okay.
Not anymore. But there was a very long period of time where I was like...
We've told that story.
Oh, God.
I think parts of it we've told.
Yeah, long story short, I couldn't have coconut rum for a bit of time.
A long time.
And luckily, the important part is that even after all the terrible things I don't remember saying to Alex, we're still here.
Literally carried this man back to the ship with my father.
Pretty sure that I just kept calling everybody a dirty bitch.
Oh, so many
hours.
obscenities.
So many obscenities.
So many obscenities.
I dropped a C word before I was okay with using the C word. Now I'm very okay with it, but at the time...
We grow. We change.
We ebb, we flow.
Right. Hey, that's nice. I like that.
All right.
Talk to me, baby.
All right. Well, so I have a subsection here that I have titled, again, Rum Built the Colonies and May Have Caused the Revolution.
I believe that.
So the popularity of rum, and I believe that you did a little bit on some of the history of rum as well. So I don't think I'm going to be crossing over too much.
Okay.
But the popularity of rum after its development in the Caribbean spread to colonial North America and quickly actually became its leading industry, which I did not know. And this was primarily due to the technical woodworking and cooperage skills of those in the region. Yeah, cooperage. In addition to an abundance of lumber. So in fact, the first pot still for distilling like rum happened to be on...
Jamaica?
Nope, the first one here in the colonies. What do you think?
Definitely one of the Carolinas.
Staten Island.
Oh, shit.
Yep. The forgotten borough.
That's a long way from Roanoke.
Right? It was owned at the time by the Dutch. And this was in 1664, and this was according to an article in the Baltimore Sun from a guy named Michael Nagrant. Excuse me. So, in fact, like I said, it was the leading industry of the colonies. Between 1700 and 1750, Massachusetts had some 63 distilleries, with Rhode Island having 30, 22 of which were in Newport.
Can you even fit 30 distilleries on Rhode Island?
Well, it was probably a pretty good reason why they did, or a good thing they did, because much of the rum was exported, and at one point, Rhode Island rum was accepted as currency alongside gold in Europe.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, like, it was huge. So big that when they were looking at, like, the estimated consumption of rum in the colonies prior to the Revolution, it is assumed that every man, woman, and child consumed an average...
And child.
Consumed an average of 3 imperial gallons of rum each year. So roughly like 14 liters
Holy
of
Jesus.
rum every year. So in terms of like where we're seeing, again, the building and possibly the revolution. So France had banned at one point its New World colonies from producing rum in order to decrease competition with brandy. So what happened was that English colonists were then able to like undercut the British West Indies producers in buying like cheaper molasses from those French sugar plantations. So this pissed off the Brits and all of them. So they enacted something called the Molasses Act of 1733, which had put
I didn't read this whole thing, but tell me again.
It was kind of like I tried to like figure it all out for a little bit because I was like, so it put essentially a 6 pence per gallon tax on imports from non-British entities.
Right.
However, it was mostly seen as a threat. Like the tax was never actually really enforced because if it was, it would have completely shut down the entire like industry of the colonies then at that point. And as a result, like hinder production and then profits to Great Britain. However, when the Sugar Act was passed, then in 1764, it was strictly enforced. And then the two combined, between the Molasses Act and the Sugar Act, are cited as some of the main causes then for the American War of Independence. Because we were like, fuck you and your taxes.
Yeah.
After the war, however, rum was still extremely popular and was really used quite a bit in politics. So candidates would be judged on how much rum they would be willing to give out to voters. So thus, like it would influence their vote overall. And I just wrote, and we thought things were bad now. Imagine just a bunch of drunkards at the polls.
That's what it is now.
It is what it is now. And in fact, George Washington, that guy, he previously used 160 gallons of rum when he was campaigning for the Virginia House of Burgesses in 1758 and subsequently insisted on having a barrel of Barbados rum present for his 1778 inauguration.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about Barbados rum.
Oh, are we?
Oh, we sure are.
Well, it was there at good old chopping down the cherry tree George Washington's inauguration in 1778.
My grandpa always used to tell me that it was like a joke.
Yeah.
When I was growing up.
And
it was George Washington couldn't tell a lie. Right? Like that was the joke. Like George, that wasn't the joke.
Oh.
But the joke, George Washington was a very truthful and honest man. He couldn't tell a lie. So the joke was always George Washington, when he was a kid, was outside and his dad comes out and there's a cherry tree on the ground. He goes, "George, who did this?" He said, "I cannot tell a lie. Popeye chopped down the cherry tree." Like as in Popeye chopped down the cherry tree.
Oh,
Popeye chopped down the cherry tree.
God. I thought it was... It's interesting because I'm not questioning this fond memory you have.
Sure.
Wasn't it Abe Lincoln that was known to not tell a lie? I cannot
He is
tell a lie.
also an honest person, yes.
Okay.
But the joke was always George Washington.
It's interesting because I'm pretty sure that your grandfather may have just taken two lores
That's
of two
very
people
possible.
and combined them, which is fine by me.
Pasquale was a wily character.
Listen. If I'm not going to question Pasquale, I'm not going to question any Pasquale
Damn
on
right you're not.
anything. Oh, it fell off the back of a truck? Yes, Pasquale.
Sure did.
Gotcha. Check.
So you kind of talked about it. rum originated in the West Indies. You briefly talked about it, but that is where it came from. That's where it came from, but no one knows exactly which island.
Oh,
It's very mysterious because there's not like a single point of origin. The first mention of rum in record is from Barbados in 1650.
Oh.
Popular name, and that makes sense because you said in 1664 was when all those rum distilleries, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So popular names for rum at this time were rum billion and also kill devil. Have you heard that?
I read it here
did?
and there, but I don't think I really dove too much into it at all.
So interestingly enough, it's just kind of like either the rum that was coming from that place was called kill devil, or people said this rum is strong enough to kill the devil.
Oh.
And that is where it came from. And that kind of makes sense, and I'll get into it more later.
I love that so much, and not to cut you off, because I can say kill devil in your head, but with that Barbados accent.
Kill devil.
That kill devil.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, so good.
You also said this. Rum was the major liquor distilled during the early stages of the United States.
Oh, yeah.
In fact,
I would have never, I really would not have guessed that.
So we, a long time ago, back on the gin episode, oh no, maybe it was the pirate episode, they were close, that rum came over to Great Britain after they took over the West Indies, and that's when they started to, give it to the sailors. So for a long time, sailors got daily rations of rum. It was sometimes mixed with molasses.
Right.
And then it would be called blackstrap. This would be to make it a little more palatable, the rum, blackstrap molasses. We've heard that.
Yeah.
Then it was also mixed with cider to make a beverage called a Stonewall. So I did a little research on it, and it's essentially like a ginger beer rum cocktail. It's like ginger beer, fresh ginger, club soda, lime juice, and like that kind of stuff. And that sounds really good too, I thought.
It's so funny when they always tell us nowadays, or even, when you're first kind of young and, you're experimenting with alcohol and whatnot. It's oh, you never mix alcohol, keep liquor separate from beer, liquor before. And meanwhile, our entire civilization was built on just throw it all the fuck together.
Put it with lime juice and sugar and just
we're all going to die at 35 no matter what. So it might as well just mix it all together and go for it. It's this or scurvy, kid.
YOLO. So it was mixed.
Yo-ho-ho-lo. Keep up.
This guy. So they mixed it with molasses, but I didn't know that most rums are made from molasses.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I thought it was always sugar primarily.
Technically, I guess it is, right?
Well, yeah.
But what's cool about this distilling process is that there's so much innate sugar in the molasses that rum, more than most other distilled spirits, holds the actual, flavor of its predecessor because they don't have to add sugar to it to coax the alcohol out of it. It already has it.
Oh, that's really smart.
So you get a lot of molasses flavor when you have rum.
Huh.
This is my last little bit. I thought this was really cool. This is from Britannica.com. And what I was talking about before, Barbados rum. So this is about rum that comes primarily from Barbados, Jamaica, and Demerara, Guyana.
Oh, okay.
Guyana. So the heavy, dark, and full-bodied rums are the oldest type and have the strongest molasses flavor. Such rums from these places, Jamaica, Barbados, and Guyana, are usually produced from molasses enriched with the skimmings or the dunder. So they take the excess after the sugar is boiled off from production. They take the solids and they throw it in with this rum specifically.
Huh.
So this liquid attracts yeast spores from the air, which can result in spontaneous fermentation. So they don't have to run it through the process.
Oh, shit.
They just let it ferment on its own, which I think is really awesome. The resulting slow fermentation period allows full development of flavor substances. The rum is distilled twice in simple pot stills, producing a distillate of clear color that turns to a golden hue as the distillate takes up substances from the oak of the wooden puncheons used for storage. So they barrel age it.
Yeah.
And all rum from these places is usually blended and aged for at least 5 to 7 years. And then after that fact, they add in like more caramel color to give it that dark, that dark rum. But this is primarily, so if you ever have like Jamaican rum, Barbados rum, you're getting aged dark rum with like supercharged molasses.
Holy shit. That's pretty
and
cool.
I'm not really familiar with, because I'm not a big rum guy.
No, you and I both.
And we don't like
one
dark
of us,
liquors.
No, not particularly. But I think what you were kind of just about to say, though, I don't know if I've had anything that's been specifically like Barbados.
I may have had aged rum before, but it was like Captain Morgan. It's not. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like from the source. Like I feel like I almost want to become a rum taster, because if you can actually get the molasses and like the actual flavor of what it's being made from,
it's
I feel
so
like that's
funny
a very
you say
nuanced.
that, that's what I was thinking about too. Is like I can't think of ever having like a diversified enough type
like
of
a wine
rum.
flight, a rum flight. Yeah. Why do I keep saying wine? I've never had a rum flight.
I think,
and that's not something I would do, but now I feel like I want to.
I think we've got a new goal.
Rum flights.
We're gonna have to go on vacation. I think at this point, I think we're
to the Caribbean.
To the Caribbean.
It's actually Caribbean. That's my bad. I messed up.
We're having a lovely time. Dilettante realize.
I asked someone else that question, by the way, and they gave me that BS two-way answer.
Oh, I was gonna say, and they gave it to you. I thought you were gonna say that they gave your answer, and instead of say, oh, they gave it wrong too. Oh, they answered incorrectly as well.
You plebes. Keep doing your surf stuff, and that's surf spelled with an E.
Well done.
Thank you.
Can I tell you about rum running?
Please do. I love the thieving theme that you have today.
Yeah, I don't know why. I definitely did my research in 2 different days also. So this is not like, I just went for it. So what's interesting is that, and we've kind of discussed certain aspects of this when we were talking about actually gin. So there's actually a difference between rum running and bootlegging.
So is bootlegging just making your own booze, and rum running is taking it illegally from one place to another?
No, not entirely. So it both has to do with the smuggling process of like moving the spirit. However, bootlegging is typically done over land, whereas rum running refers to smuggling over sea or over water.
All right.
Right?
All about the pirates.
All about the pirates. So, at the start of Prohibition, there was quite a bit of activity on the seas, but this was quickly curtailed by the Coast Guard, who had reported a decrease in smuggling activity. By the way, my sources, Wikipedia, a place called therumauthority.com, and I wound up essentially reading almost an entire book, kind of, like really fast, called Rum War at Sea by Malcolm F. Willoughby, who was a commander of the Coast Guard. It's a book that was put out by the Coast Guard,
good, because I thought you were making all this stuff up.
Oh, no. This is like...
Thank goodness.
Yes. All legit here on Beer's End. This began the start of the Bimini Bahamas rum trade and introduced the world to someone by the name of Billy McCoy. Okay?
All right.
So McCoy had began to smuggle in rum to Florida, but was quickly caught by the Coast Guard. So in the spirit, I wrote because
spirits.
In the spirit of John Hancock of pre-revolutionary times, he considered himself to be a quote-unquote honest lawbreaker. So eventually what he figured out...
Robin Hood.
Exactly. Eventually what he figured out he could do is that he would anchor his vessels in international waters just off the U.S. coast. And then subsequently, smaller boats would then run the contraband in to land. So the line had been at the edge of a 3-mile limit, because international waters used to only be 3 miles out to sea.
Oh my God. What an easy way to break the law.
Right? So this line, then just past this line, became referred to as the rum line. And this is where those ships waiting then to be, run from become known as Rum Row. So you would go past Rum Line and you would hit Rum Row. The largest of which was just off the coast of her pristine shores, this beautiful land and her hallowed inhabitants, a land we call
Outer Banks.
New Jersey. Damn. New Jersey.
Pristine, yeah.
Pristine.
That's the word I would use.
Yep. So this portion of Rum Row.
Hey, can you shut off
I
that
know,
car
right?
alarm?
Jesus fucking Christ.
We're trying to do a
hear
show
it.
in here.
I would hate it if
The
it was
nerve.
one of our cars.
It's definitely not. I parked 4 blocks away.
Oh, I don't think it's mine either. I'm too close. It'd be much louder if it was mine. That's all right. We'll just call the cops in a little bit. That's all I got to do.
I'm nervous on people.
So this portion of Rum Row is alleged to have as many as 60 boats at one time.
Ready to intercept people who are illegally trying to...
Oh, no.
Oh, no. People who are bringing rum to the land.
There was as many as 60 boats off the coast of New Jersey making up this Rum Row, including someone that was known as Habana Joe, who was known to be seen running into remote areas of Raritan Bay with his flat-bottom skiff. So he would just go ahead and, quite literally run this
Coast
boat
right
up,
in, yeah.
Yep, right up onto the shore, drop the delivery, and then speed back out again. So eventually authorities were given orders to then stop McCoy, even if he was in international waters, because what would happen is that him and a lot of these other people would register their boats technically to Britain, they would be British registered,
right.
Vessels.
Wow.
So what eventually wound up happening was that, again, like I said, U.S. authorities were making pleas to British authorities and whatnot, and British authorities at first were like, "Fuck off! International waters are international waters."
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Exactly. So they were like, "All right, fine. I guess if you want to, you can." So on November 23rd, 1923, the U.S. Coast Guard cutter by the name of Seneca had encountered McCoy and attempted to board his boat, but he warded them off with a machine gun that had been concealed on board.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. No cannons. We need machine guns.
Right? So I came across an article from November 26th, which was in the Times-Union from Brooklyn. So November 26th of 1923. So claims that all of this happened just 6 miles off the coast of Seabright. So literally
so close.
10, 15 minutes up the road from here. And realistically, 6 miles out on a super clear day,
you could see.
Probably
oh, you
see
could definitely
6
see.
miles
You
out.
and I can see 10 miles on a clear day.
Easily. So the Seneca had responded then with landing large shells just off the ship's hull and forced McCoy to surrender. So he surrendered at that point. Rather than having a long drawn out trial, McCoy had pled guilty. He was like, screw it, we'll just do this. Spent 9 months in a New Jersey jail and had then returned to Florida for the remainder of his life. The final arrest dramatically changed not only prohibition and rum running, but essentially the lines of jurisdiction forever, because that 3-mile limit for international waters was, as a result of this, expanded to 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as easy to
to
go.
smuggle
No.
stuff in and out. 3 miles as opposed to 12? Absolutely not.
It's 4 times as many miles.
4 times as many miles. This is now a math podcast, too.
12 miles too many.
It's a fun. We're having so much fun.
We're always having fun.
Always having fun.
Let's keep the fun going.
Let's keep it running.
Rum running.
Rum running.
And let's talk about just some classic rum cocktails. That I think might be nice to maybe educate you guys on if you're, not so educated.
That's right, you dotes.
If you don't like alcohol as much as we do.
Why have you been listening?
Right. Yeah, exactly. You're in the wrong place then. I'm going to name one that I actually don't like very much, but everyone seems to love. Is it Dark and Stormy?
Oh, yeah.
Ginger beer, lime juice, rum, and dark beer.
Yeah.
Did I miss that? Oh, and dark rum. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dark rum. This one is a personal favorite. We had so many of these. Rum swizzles.
A rum swizzle.
Love a good rum swizzle.
We used to always say, remember, wasn't it Pee Wee Herman's favorite? Pee Wee Herman's favorite cocktail.
Rum swizzle. So this is kind of like a Mai Tai.
God. Yeah.
A little bit. A little more tropical, I guess. Slightly smoky on the flavor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Here, another one that we know very much would be the Painkiller.
Oh my God.
which we also have had quite a few. That's kind of like a pina colada, but same thing. A little more smoky, a little more bitter, maybe a
Aren't
little
those usually
creamier.
served in? Oh no, they're not. I was gonna say I thought they were served in shot form, but not usually.
Painkiller, you can get a painkiller
You
shot.
can, right?
Yeah, yeah, but they're usually cocktail.
Okay.
You just talked about rum running. We have the rum runner,
Ooh.
the rum runner cocktail.
Yeah.
Which actually I've never had, but I would love to after reading this. So it's spiced rum, white rum, creme de banana, blackberry liqueur, orange juice, pineapple juice, lime juice, and grenadine.
Ooh, I am on board for
Yeah,
that.
it sounds like
Oh my God! If that doesn't sound like something that my mother would just
Yeah,
like,
you think rum
cook-
runners? Yeah.
Oh my God! Yes.
Do you know how to make a classic daiquiri? I said it before.
Oh, you did?
I-
Oh, what a piece of shit
I
am.
said
Then no, I don't
this is
remember.
what we used to do. We used to just drink liquor with blank and blank.
Oh,
No, lime and sugar. It's just
is that
rum,
really all
lime juice, and simple syrup. Yep.
really?
That is a classic daiquiri.
But isn't it? It's with the shaved ice, though. No.
You know, that I actually don't know.
That I think is
in
what
this
the-
picture, it's not. It looks more like a gimlet. Like it really is a
Oh.
gimlet, just with rum.
Interesting, because I know that I always thought that it was the fact that it was like frothed up with like shaved ice and whatnot.
Oh, I never had it that way.
Oh, really? Like a strawberry daiquiri?
I see what you're saying, like frozen, like a
Yeah.
frozen drink.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I always
okay.
thought that
So
that
a
was like-
like a strawberry daiquiri and a regular just daiquiri, totally different.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shame on me. I didn't
Strawberry
know that.
daiquiri is more like a pina colada, like an
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
cocktail. Daiquiri is just a straight up lime juice, rum, and simple syrup.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I for the longest time, when I had heard daiquiri, I was like, oh, frozen drink. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I love frozen drinks.
Huh?
Yeah, no. But a very classic frozen drink, pina coladas.
Can't go wrong with pina
You
colada.
really can't. You just can't.
Getting caught in the rain.
How about we already talked about the painkiller? I've never had this, and I'd never even heard of it. Hot buttered rum.
Oh,
So
go on.
it takes about 10 minutes to make. This is just like creamy butterscotch rum drink that's hot.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I mean, it's probably really good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm listen. We'll try everything twice.
That's true.
Where can we get that?
Let's, we might just have to make it.
Done.
Oh, it says buttered rum, aka a hot toddy. So it's like it's a hot toddy with rum.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I
into
didn't
that.
know that you were supposed to have a hot toddy with rum.
You're not. It's usually whiskey, isn't
Whiskey,
it?
right? Or brandy?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, this one we're gonna go to New Orleans for. Hurricanes.
Yes.
Had plenty of those. Love them. They're very dangerous.
Yes. Did I have a hurricane? No, I had the grenade.
Oh, the
What
hand
I'm familiar-
grenade.
The hand grenade.
Yeah. That's a vodka drink, if I'm not mistaken. Vodka Midori and a bunch of stuff.
Listen, all I know is that we met up with a bridal shower or a bridal party from Georgia.
Oh, I remember this story.
And I was brought home roughly 3 o'clock in the afternoon because I had developed vertigo that day while we were at the World War II Museum.
That sounds awful.
I mean, I had a lovely time.
Not a great
I
spot to
slept
get
for like
vertigo.
14 hours.
This is my dad's hands down favorite drink. I would be remiss if we didn't mention it. A Mai Tai.
Oh, I love
My
a
dad
Mai
freaking
Tai.
loves Mai
Love
Tais.
Mai Tais.
Whenever we would go out, like anywhere, when I was a kid, he doesn't drink them as much anymore. I think I've actually turned him on to beer,
Oh, okay.
which is cool. But whenever we went out, it was always Mai Tai. I want a Mai Tai.
I wonder if it's that, because now that I'm thinking about it and you say it out loud, my dad is a big fan of.
It's like the tropical
rum.
drink.
Yeah, my dad likes a.
generation.
I think so. Well, you know what it is? It's because every time we turn around, God love them, and we're all very happy for you. Every time we turn around, they're always like, "Oh, where are you? Oh, I'm packing up for my cruise. Oh, you going on another cruise?
That's
oh, yeah,
true.
we're going on a cruise.
That's true.
Okay.
They do love the tropical locale.
They do.
Yeah.
That they do.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a bushwhacker? This one actually
Yes.
I've always wanted to try.
Yes.
So
I've
the-
had these before too.
You have?
Again, my mother's a big fan of bushwhackers.
So it's essentially like a brandy Alexander
Mm-hmm.
with rum. If you don't know what that is, it's vanilla ice cream and brandy
Yep.
all mixed up. Probably some heavy cream, if I had to guess,
Yep.
and maybe something else like chocolate. I have had a mudslide though. I do love mudslides.
Again, our buddy, if you go back and you check our last episode, our buddy Dan that we're going to train to go ahead and sniff out truffles.
Yeah, truffle sniffing friend.
He's got like a surefire Brandy Alexander recipe.
Oh, he does.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know
Uncle
that.
Buddy used to make them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta try those.
Yeah.
This will be my last one. This was the most interesting one I thought. A pineapple basil rum cocktail, which just
Ooh.
sounds like right up my alley.
I'd like that.
Yeah, with the nice little freshness of the basil. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong.
Pineapple basil.
Pineapple
Interesting.
basil.
I'd go for it.
I'm into it, dude. We have the mojito. That's what we have today.
I'd go for it.
How about no, that's a boring one. Ew, creamy root beer rum cocktail with Captain Morgan. Blech.
Oh God, no! I can't do
No,
Captain Morgan.
I think that's rum. That's where I'm gonna stop naming cocktails.
Now that we've hit Captain Morgan, there's no more. Nope.
Every good man knows his limits.
Yeah, and we're slowly learning ours.
I'm not a man yet.
No, I was just gonna say that's why these two boys are still, chugging along here. So the last thing that I've got here for us, because I've got to go, a little off the rails at least to one degree or another.
Dude, the bottom of this drink is the best part.
Oh, really?
Goodness.
I'm excited. Let me take a little sip then before I get there, because we've been discussing rum so far.
Yeah. And you know what? I think I'm gonna move back to rum.
This is a good one.
I'm gonna move back to rum.
We're gonna be Malibu Bay bitches.
Never thought I'd say that. I was drinking Parabay. That was one of the first things that we started drinking.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah. Mango. Yo.
Oh.
Take Captain Morgan, mango, Parrot Bay, mix it with lime.
Yeah.
Parrot Bay.
Yeah.
Sprite, Coca-Cola, one glass. Oh my God. It's called a Tall, Tan, and Tasty. I invented it. It's delicious.
I feel like that makes me want to grind my... I can't even tell you the last time I've had like a can of soda or a glass of soda to begin with, let alone anything else. So I decided to look into one last aspect of things. Rumpelstiltskin. I went for Rumpelstiltskin here. I almost picked up the sound of your eyes rolling on mic.
What? At first I was like, rum?
I went for
I thought you were going to say Rumple Mints.
Oh, no. Oh!
That's what I thought was coming. And that's why my eyes rolled. And I was like, here we go.
God damn it. I missed an opportunity.
Rumpelstiltskin. You know what this who needs a little bit of rum? Rumpelstiltskin?
Rumpelstiltskin. So, Rumpelstiltskin is a German fairy tale.
I fucking love this story so much.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I actually had to refresh my memory, but I knew it, but I didn't. So it was collected by the Brothers Grimm in the 1812 edition of Children's and Household Tales. So a bit of a background for those of us that either never heard it or don't remember.
I hope you know the Brothers Grimm.
Correct.
I hope you know.
I hope you do. So basically, a miller lies and says that his daughter can spin straw into gold to the king, who then takes the girl and locks her away with a bunch of straw to spin.
Right.
So desperate, an imp all of a sudden appears and spins the straw into gold. When the girl sees this, he asks for her necklace in exchange for doing the spinning for her. So this is what happens on the first day. So on the second day, the girl is then shows the king, and he's really impressed. So on the second day, the girl is placed into a larger room with more straw, and basically says, okay, get to it. And again, the imp appears, and this time in exchange for her ring, he spins the straw to gold for her. The next day, the king sees it and says that, listen, I'll wife you right up right now. If you can go ahead and spin even more straw into gold, and if you can't, I'll just kill you. I'll execute you.
You think you've seen Romance?
Let me tell you something. This can be all yours, or I can kill you. Memories.
Why did you just turn him into snarky card shark?
I don't know. I kind of like it, though. Hey, let me tell you something, Toots. I got a crown with your name on it. Otherwise, gonna kill you.
Got a pinstripe suit and a red tie. Don't come asking questions to me.
I'm the king, goddammit.
They call me Kingpin.
Kingpin. So this time, when the imp shows up, the girl doesn't have necessarily anything to give him in return, so she offers her firstborn child to him. So following this, he goes ahead and he spins it. Following his word, the king marries her, and when their first child is born, the imp returns for the baby. Pleading with him, he agrees that in 3 days' time, if she can guess his name, he will relinquish the child to her. So after many incorrect guesses, on the last night, she goes out into the woods and comes upon his cottage where he's singing about how she will never guess his name, thus revealing it. So the next day, when he returns, she guesses the name, Rumpelstiltskin, and the child remains hers. The ending, however, there are a couple different variations. So in the 1812 version, he kind of just gets angry and runs away, and that's the end of that. In the 1857 version, things get weird. He, quote, in a rage, drove his right foot so far into the ground that it sank up to his waist. Then, in a passion, he seized the left foot with both hands and tore himself in two. So essentially,
I've never read this version.
Yep,
Okay.
rips himself in half. There are many possible origin stories to this. Some claiming that the story is as old as 4,000 years, while others have made claims that it can be traced back to Roman antiquities in the 1st century CE.
Oh.
So the name literally translates to little rattlestilt, and a stilt is a support post or a pole. And it was later applied to a type of goblin, which would make noises by rattling on posts and on planks. And the story eventually led to something that's known as the Rumpelstiltskin effect. Are you familiar with this at all?
Definitely not. I always confuse Rumpelstiltskin and Rapunzel, by the way. Almost always.
Okay.
I'm always like, oh, long hair of gold.
Close with the gold thing. But
very close.
Yes. So the Rumpelstiltskin effect, it was first theorized by Wilhelm von Tilburg in 1972, and it refers to a psychological principle that there's value and power in using personal names in negotiations, management, and in teaching. So basically, if you and I were to sit down, in a business-esque environment, and I was to say to you, Alex, thank you so much for joining us today. The second that I essentially use your name, it means that we've now made some sort of an additional connection with one another, and now it's more likely for us to come to an agreement. It's why, you want your teacher, or you as a teacher, want to know your students' names and things along those lines. You're better off getting
I feel like I knew this, but didn't know it was called that.
I didn't know it either. I knew that there was, again, that value in using people's names.
Yeah,
my father does it all
There's
the
a connection
time.
thing.
He does it
It's like it's a really not harmful way to kind of prey on someone's psyche and get them to think that they like you more, or you guys are closer, or
well, if you think about it from also that opposite perspective of not using someone's name is essentially dehumanizing them.
That's
that
true,
individual
too.
That's why we don't prisoners are given a number rather than their name, so yeah, it's basically this principle of use someone's name and you'll do better in management. I love it.
Or get them to like you.
Or get them to like you. And that's all we want.
Yeah.
Isn't that right? Insert name here. Let's start now.
Isn't that right? You, person with hair?
Aaron.
Or maybe you don't have hair. I don't have hair.
Aaron. Andrew.
Aaron.
Andy. Alexander.
That's me.
Ariana.
So many people think my name is Alejandro because of the
because
Facebook.
Of your Facebook?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
And I just yell at everyone, and I'm like, see? This is why you shouldn't believe everything you read on the internet. You proved my point. And that's that. I mean, at first I did it because, I was going for jobs and to hide myself. And then I left it because I was like, everyone really does just believe what they read.
Yeah. I tag you in that stuff too.
And
all
even
the time.
someone was like, oh, Christina spelled Chula wrong. It's spelled CH. And the other person was like, no, that's don't believe everything you read. Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, it's rough.
Take a little bit of time.
Read a book.
Read a book.
Damn it.
Keep up.
Keep up.
And follow us.
Or get left behind.
What's
a great rule is the pirate code. No man left behind.
I thought that was the Marines.
It might have been. Maybe they got it from the pirates. Now it's a school tactic, an elementary school tactic.
No child left behind.
You should probably leave him behind.
Thanks, Laura Bush.
It's the first time I've heard anyone say that.
Yeah, right? Well, I guess so.
It's good at the bottom.
Delicious. I know. I'm almost just about there, too.
Right?
Loving it. So that's all I got for rum.
That's all I got for rum besides this.
Number 60.
We have to drink this before we can get off the air.
All done, Mom.
Yep.
Well, I guess we'll be back for another episode.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. Why don't you stay tuned for next time?
Yeah. Subscribe, comment.
It's that easy. Stay tuned for the recording of Nick.
What are you doing otherwise? You're not fact checking anything you're seeing online. So
definitely not rum running.
No. Go ahead and leave us a positive review.
Yeah, or go rum run.
Yeah, one or the other. Goodbye. very insulting episode today.